What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5. Last time, we sent the calling card to Kaneshiro and infiltrated his palace to steal the treasure. We were successful in our operation, and it's only a matter of time before Kaneshiro feels that change of heart coming over him. However, we're told of a bit of disturbing news, more of a confirmation of what we heard in Madarame's palace, that there is in fact another metaverse user who is using palaces for their own gain. However, all we were told about was that it was a confirmation of their existence, not the ramblings of Madarame's shadow. So while we did confirm that this person does indeed exist, we don't have any idea as to who they are or what their overall goal is. At any rate, that's not anything that we should concern ourselves with at the moment. Right now, we still need to concern ourselves with Kaneshiro and see whether or not the change of heart occurs on time. In this episode, there's nothing more we can do.
Well then.
All we have to do is do as Morgana says, just wait for the change of heart to happen. And that's, realistically, all we can do.
That Kaneshiro truly was an evil stain on society. Same with Kamoshida and Madarame too. They hurt and exploited others just to satisfy their desires. Still, there were people around them who noticed their terrible deeds, weren't there?
Well, sure.
I wonder why they turned a blind eye. Why doesn't anyone help?
I don't think it's a matter of why don't they help. I think it's a matter that they can't help. Whether that person just doesn't have enough power or they'd be snuffed out. I mean, look what happened to Nakanohara.
So it's because they don't have the courage.
Or they just get snuffed out. Either or, it doesn't change anything.
Humans are so weak. Humans. Hey, do you think I'll really be able to become a human? When I touched the treasure, some memories came back. I tried to force myself to forget, but I really may not be human.
Come on, Morgana, just be confident. You don't know that for sure.
Who do you think you're talking to? Now that I think about it, I gotta be human. I am the core of the Phantom Thieves, after all.
You got that right. I wouldn't be here without you. And now we get a very interesting ability. Pickpocket. So now when we just do a regular melee attack, granted this has to be our character, there is a small chance that we will be able to steal an item from an enemy. It's very nice if we can allow our party members just to take down the enemy, or if I need to conserve SP for my character. It's a nice little bonus. Not really necessary, but always nice when it does happen.
Come on, it's not good for you to stay up this late. Let's go to sleep.
Alright.
Our master wishes to speak with you. Heed his words.
You've defeated the repulsive fiend of gluttony this time. Well done. I am glad to see you have devoted yourself to your rehabilitation.
You are not worthy of such kind words, inmate. I suggest you treasure them.
Do you recall the whispers about that strange man?
Of course I do. You're talking about the other metaverse user, right?
Even a chicken could remember something that important. Don't sound so cocky about it.
You know what, I'm not gonna talk back.
This is about the cases of those people who shut down, is it not?
Indeed, I speak of another with powers similar to yours. If you are to complete your rehabilitation, you may encounter him eventually.
Him?
Yet another thing for me to look forward to. I shall grant you an ability befitting of your newfound growth. Consider it a gift. It would be greatly troubling if you were to not strengthen your abilities.
Well, thank you, Igor. I'll be sure to put it to good use. And now we get High Arcana Burst. So now we just gain more experience whenever we fuse personas. That's literally it. Alright. So yay for more benefits for stuff that we were already doing.
It's time, inmate.
Return to your world.
Oh.
Hello? It's me, Makoto. Were you sleeping?
No, I've been up for a little bit. Morning, by the way.
Thank goodness. There's something I feel I should let you know. Kaneshiro contacted me.
Huh?
Kaneshiro?
He said he's calling off our debt. It seems he's disposed of all the photographs as well. And, my sister and her team have taken him into custody.
What?
Huh?
It appears they did not want him to disappear, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Yeah, I getcha.
His group was called a mafia after all. I wouldn't put silencing him past them.
Right?
Does this mean we were successful in changing his heart?
It's hard to say for sure yet.
I see. What about those psychotic breakdowns that Kaneshiro mentioned?
I'm not sure. But I assume he was talking about the incidents that have been all over the news lately. It really may be related to the other person who has been entering palaces.
True. That said, all we can do now is wait until Kaneshiro's change of heart becomes clear to us. Thank you.
This humidity is overwhelming.
I know, right? It's gonna be a busy time if more people are going to be using the form, though.
True.
well, I'll consider it. And then school happened. Oh. He's talking about the Phantom Thieves, right? Is he onto us? Alright, well that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, like everyone's saying, all we can do is just lay low for the time being. Wow, there's a lot of things that our party members, like everyone's contacted us at some point today. So what exactly are we doing today? Well, today, we are going to take a bit of a detour to the student council room. Makoto did say that she spends her free time around here. So why don't we go ahead and have a little chat with her? I haven't really spent a lot of time with her since, well, she became part of the Phantom Thieves.
Hey,
No, not today. In fact, I came here to see you.
do you have a minute?
So yes, in order to really talk to Makoto about anything outside the Phantom Thieves, you have to have rank 3 knowledge, which thankfully we have. Sure, I can lend an ear.
Thank you very much.
Alright, let's go.
Hey, I have a question to ask you. Is that okay?
Sure, what is it?
Up until now, I've been the quintessential honor student. I believe I've been handling my position as student council president with ease as well. And I don't mean that in a boasting way, that's simply how I've thought about it. But in the end, I was unable to make any kind of impact with either Suzui-san or Kaneshiro. Turns out there's no use for a rule-abiding honor student when things get rough. Now that I'm a member of this team, I want to do everything I can to help you all. All my studying up to this point has kept me quite narrow-minded. I think I will need to broaden my horizons somewhat.
Broaden your horizons? And how do you plan on accomplishing that?
My first step will be to learn more about the other students. But I struggle with that. There seems to be a disparity between my tastes and those of my peers.
Well, you're right about that.
I knew it. I don't even know where people like to go for fun. It would be nice to have a grasp of such concepts. Plus, the student council must be responsible for understanding the student body they serve, right? I don't mean that in a surveillance way, I just want to know them as people. I may be a phantom thief, but that's no excuse for me to start ignoring my presidential duties. Now, back to the topic at hand. Where do people usually go for fun?
Well, there's a couple places that come to mind, but I'd say the best place to start would be an arcade.
I often hear people talking about going to the arcade. To be perfectly honest, I've never been to one myself. Do you think you could take me? I'm not sure if it'll broaden my horizons per se, but simply studying won't get me anywhere.
I'd be honored. Why don't we go now?
Thank goodness. I think I would have been totally lost in there had I gone by myself. Well, let's get going. So this is where everyone comes to enjoy themselves. There are more girls here than I expected. Hey, over there! You play by aiming the gun at the screen, right? That actually seems somewhat realistic.
Did you want to try it?
If it's okay with you,
Of course it is.
do you think you could teach me?
Sure.
I did it! No way! Ah!
Well, this is certainly an experience.
Oh, so this is how it is.
Well, what did you think?
Of course, that was just a game, but I wonder if I could apply some of the techniques I learned here during battle.
You could do that just from one play session? Damn, that's impressive, Makoto.
Perhaps going somewhere I don't normally frequent is what helped me come up with that idea. You know, it may only be a little bit, but I think I'm starting to understand how people pass time. Interesting. I would have never even thought about coming here before.
Well, it's a new side to you. Everyone has their own face for different situations. And you're just discovering a new side to yourself.
Hey, do you think you could help me out again later? I might be able to give the team more ideas if I can gain increased knowledge outside of my studies.
Sure. I look forward to it.
I need to live up to your expectations now that I've taken up your time. Perhaps it won't be immediately, but I'm sure I can be of use.
You already are, Makoto, but can't wait to see what sort of strategies you come up with.
There must have been people who obstructed your actions as the Phantom Thieves. You managed to overcome them because you had someone who specialized in analyzing enemies. Isn't that right?
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the priestess persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
So who honestly didn't see this arcana coming? Anyway, we have now established a new confidant with Makoto Nijima. That of the Priestess Arcana. So Makoto's abilities are actually quite interesting, in the sense that they are kind of similar to how Risei's was in Persona 4, to be honest. It's actually quite interesting. So Makoto's abilities allow us to gain more insight into our enemies in terms of analyses. So it's interesting? Especially since her first ability, Shadow Calculus. So, for example, with this ability, we can see the skills as well as the potential item drops from enemies that we encounter. So before, we couldn't even see the skills, but we could only see the items if we had gotten them from the enemies before. Whereas now, we'll be able to see both of them at the same time, even if it's from an enemy that we have just encountered. Alright. It's a very interesting way that they've given Makoto this type of ability, because you think that this would be from, like, someone like, say, Morgana, or what would be an equivalent to who Risei or Fuka was in previous games. But Makoto isn't like those characters, because, well, she can fight. So it's rather interesting, like, the type of abilities that they give her. And it's always nice to just have that extra information at your disposal.
By the way, you went to the red light district when you were chasing after Kaneshiro, right?
Yeah? Why do you ask?
I'd like to go there as well. No, not for my own purposes.
Huh?
To tell you the truth, I recently got a report that one of our students was spotted there.
Oh.
I'm skeptical, but I'd like to confirm firsthand for myself.
Okay, I understand.
Well, it's getting late. Let's go home.
Right. We'll check it out another time.
See ya.
Later, Makoto.
Ah, you're back.
I think we'll be fine. I'm with Makoto on this one. I think without someone strong like Kaneshiro, this group won't last long. And I don't think there's anyone strong enough to take over for him.
Nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me. That's where I found an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words not to be told. I need that mask. I'm a sharpshooter at this masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter.
There's nothing more that we can do.
Down to my
All that we can do is just wait and hope that that organization truly falls. Okay, Oya wants to talk to us, but that's not what we're actually going to be doing this evening. So what are we going to be doing this evening? Well, we are going to take a detour to Shinjuku. I say detour, but this is actually where we want to be. What I am actually going to be doing is, actually, now that I see my notes, I think what I'm going to do first
What would you like?
is buy some more plant food, because I have money now. The second thing I'm going to do is to head on over to the Velvet Room, because I need to change up my personas just a little bit, not a whole lot.
I'm a sharpshooter.
Well, we can at the very least see what kind of personas we
I'll
can
go.
make. Maybe I'll be lucky and can actually get the Arcana I'm looking for, as well
like
as
to
registering
want to
all of my
register it?
personas. Jeez, that's a
Are
lot.
you sure?
Actually, hold up. Do I want this Arabis? No, I do not want this Arabis. My old Arabis was much better. Okay, well, I'm gonna register these personas, use something so I can free up some space, or potentially even get the Arcana I'm looking for, excuse me. And then we'll go from there. So give me a little bit.
You'd like to register this?
Well, I need space, and this is about the best I can do without compromising something else. So we are fusing away Arabis and Shikioji in order to fuse Fuki.
Select the skills you'd like to inherit.
I'm going to want Maragi, I'm going to want Masai, and for my last skill, I will get Double Fangs.
Its power will
Double
be
Fangs was a
nothing
pretty good
unusual.
skill, so we'll go for that for our fusion.
Girls, let us begin.
Again, not the greatest, but it will do. Alright, that was all that I really needed to do. Basically, I just needed a little bit of space so I could buy a priestess persona, because we're gonna need it for Makoto's confidant. So what exactly are we doing here in Shinjuku, whereas we could have done this in Shibuya? Well, I just realized I could have also sold my stuff, but I'll do that the following day. Instead, the reason we are here in Shinjuku is because this fortune teller. She told us that death was imminent, and she was pretty accurate in that 5,000 yen prediction. So she might actually be onto something, and not just be a crackpot.
Oh,
Yeah, you're Chihaya-san?
I'm a sharpshooter at this masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I do? Please don't take off my mask, revealing
I mean, this sounds like a bad idea, but something about her tells me she's more than just a random fortune teller. Alright, Chihaya-san, you convinced me with that last fortune of yours. I'll buy one. And this is why we needed a lot of money. Because we needed to afford that.
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
Take care.
Ah, you're back.
Hey, boss.
Hey, hey!
Hey, your bag would be cramped too if you had to stuff literally everything that you own in there. Gravel? Wait, what gravel?
Hey,
For real?
What? Uh-huh.
Whoa!
Salty. What do you mean it's salt? What do you mean it's salt? That is stretching it. Morgana, it's obvious what happened. That fortune teller tricked us into 100,000 yen. Of course, it's freaking Shinjuku! Why did I freaking believe her? More medicine/equipment for palace infiltration.
No way.
Yeah, it was.
Hey!
Yeah, it seemed oddly specific that she got that fortune right. Whatever her power is, she's scamming other people with it. We need to go and talk to her. So yes, we did need to do that, because that is a flag for something later. But we have to go through another day in order to do more with it.
really?
remember seeing something on TV about a bunch of shogi players. I don't remember that Hifumi girl being mentioned. Still, it is a strategy game. Who knows, Makoto could find inspiration in a shooter. Maybe shogi could help us find some strategies.
Right.
May need to have a talk with her one of these days.
Hi. What do you want to do?
So this is another slacking off session. This time is just Kawakami. So even if you had the basic slacking off one, you'd get this one. So what exactly are we going to do with this time Kawakami is given us? Well, we are going to spend our time reading. Specifically, we are going to continue reading our book on Medjed.
What are your thoughts?
So just read through this, and now we know about cybercrimes. Hooray! And for reading that, we gain quite a few points into our knowledge. Gotta boost these stats somehow.
You got it.
Another book read from slacking off. Aw, yeah. Alright, so now that it is after school, what are we going to be doing today? Well, we don't have that much time left, but we can at the very least get through today. So today, we are first going to head on over to Shibuya and sell off some of the stuff that we stole from the palace infiltration. It's not going to be a whole lot.
Hey.
And also, Morgana's going to ask us about that confidant.
Okay,
So yeah, not a whole lot of money,
you should be grateful.
but still, it should be enough to get us by.
Come again.
So what exactly are we going to be doing today? Well, today, since it is raining, now would be a perfect opportunity to head on into the diner.
Nice.
As we can get an extra boost to our knowledge when we do this.
Oh.
And I could always use an extra boost to knowledge. Anyway, what exactly are we going to be ordering today? Well, they do have a new item, the fruity. So this is almost as expensive as the coffee, but will help increase our charm. And this is what we are going to be ordering today.
Wow.
Yeah, but it saves time for combining them, right?
Oh.
Well, we get an extra point to our charm, so that's helpful.
Hey.
as well as some points to our knowledge. Knowledge can be a little bit of a pain to increase. So, any sort of points to help that out is greatly appreciated.
All right.
Wanna head back?
Rain, huh?
Oh.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at Booth's masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark.
Uh-huh.
Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I find an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words not to be told. I need that mask. I'm a sharpshooter.
Oh, for goodness sake, Ryuji.
At Booth's masquerade, heart in both face and mind.
Well, we did overhear that earlier today, and to be fair, we did come up with the same response that Ryuji was using as a cover story.
Don't take off my mask, my place to hide.
And now we finally get access to Kanda. This is just basically where the church is, where the shogi player is. Now, in order to get this, not only do we have to actually steal Kaneshiro's heart, but we do have to be at least rank 2, I believe, with Yusuke's confidant. Otherwise, we wouldn't get this text message. So, yeah, you do need to get a little bit into Yusuke's confidant in order to get this. But by doing so, we get access to a new hangout spot and potentially a new confidant.
All right.
Heart in both face and mind.
However, we are not going to delve into this shogi player today. Instead, we are going to go and call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 5.
My disguise.
It is not that much longer before the deadline hits. But with Kaneshiro in police custody, hopefully the police will be able to crack down on the rest of the Mafia members and put an end to these phishing scams once and for all. It won't be that much longer now, but until then, we'll just continue to develop our social stats and our confidants. That's all we really can do. So until next time, everyone, take care.